I can tell it I'm sick. I can see it in my eyes. Hello, my name is Heather. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for being here. If you would consider liking and subscribing, that would be amazing. If you are an old friend, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate having you here each week. It means a lot to me. Before we get started on the video, I am sick. I have a cold. If my voice sounds a little hoarse, I'm sorry. I will try to cut out all the sniffling in this video that will probably happen. If I'm a little low energy or whatever, that is, yeah, I'm sick, but YouTube waits for no one. That was the first thing. Second thing, today we are talking about the note of butter in fragrances. Now, I know this is probably kind of like a weird note video to be doing. It's not one of the popular notes, certainly. It's not a thing that people actively seek out. I just sort of realized that A, I have a variety of fragrances in my collection that have a butter note, and B, I've smelled a lot of fragrances that have a butter note, and I've enjoyed a lot of them. A butter note will sort of add like a creaminess and a gourmandness to a fragrance, but not necessarily add sweetness like perhaps say like a cream would. It's just like a creaminess with maybe like a bit of a different quality, maybe a little bit more saltiness. So we're gonna talk about butter today, and maybe this will be this will be weird for people, but that's fine. So if you're interested in maybe exploring the note of butter with me, then keep watching. So the first two fragrances we're gonna talk about are in the butter category, but they're actually like, the note is actually buttercream, which is like a frosting, but it is a frosting made out of butter and ice and sugar, but more of like a sweeter, creamier butter note. We'll talk about those two first, and then we'll move on to like butter proper. The first scent on this list, in my collection, is surprisingly Twisted Peppermint by Bath & Body Works. A sweet, minty scent, but this does have like a buttercream note to maybe give it a little bit more like depth and creaminess. I think it adds to the like peppermint candy cane sort of scent, rather than being like a straight mint scent. It adds a little bit more depth, I would say. This is balsam, buttercream, peppermint, snow, sugar, and vanilla is what the official notes are on Parfumo. So that is Twisted Peppermint by Bath & Body Works. The next fragrance that also has a buttercream note, this is Glossier Rêve. This is interesting because I didn't think I was going to enjoy this. I don't generally like Glossier very much. I thought flankers of that weren't going to be that interesting to me. But because this had like a note of buttercream and plum jam, I was like, okay, well that does maybe sound kind of interesting. I will try it out. I really did not think I was going to like it though. And I really love this scent a lot. I don't know if you can see my dent there a little bit, but yeah, I've used quite a bit of this. This is good 3 out of the 4 seasons of the year. Maybe not in the heat of summer. It's certainly like a plum forward scent. The buttercream sort of adds a creamy aspect to that plum note. A lot of people I've seen say they mostly just get ambroxan out of this. I don't. So I would suggest smelling it for yourself just to confirm whether or not that is a thing for you. I don't get a ton of ambroxan out of this. I think this is a really lovely option for most of the year. Really beautiful scent. This is Glossier Rêve. The next scent in my collection that has a butter note is technically, the way it is listed is not quite entirely butter, and we'll get to that. This is Cirque du Soleil Eau de Parfum. The butter note in this is actually buttered popcorn. You can absolutely smell that. I found that a lot of popcorn notes in scents tend to smell dry and like kind of woody in a way. It very much smells like the kernels in the bottom of the bag kind of thing. Very dry, maybe a little nutty. It often can be a little bit too much for me, but because this is a buttered popcorn note, it smells like movie theater buttered popcorn. This has got a lot of other things going on. This is very much supposed to be reminiscent of a circus atmosphere. So it's got like some candy apples, some cotton candy, and popcorn. So all of these like circus fair things culminate into this scent. It's really sweet, very, very pretty. The salted popcorn note is the thing that I get the most of this, particularly in the dry down. This is really beautiful. Cirque du Soleil Eau de Parfum. The next 4 scents I'm going to present to you are straightforward butter notes. They just have a straight up butter note. First scent is Fluffy Jiggly Cheesecake by Sugar Milk. I really like this oil. You can see that I don't have a lot of it left. I'm probably going to finish it very soon, which makes me very sad. The butter in this sort of adds to the gourmandness of this. This is a cheesecake scent. It smells a lot lighter than you would expect a cheesecake scent to smell like. I would say that this smells more like Japanese cheesecake. If you've had Japanese cheesecake, it's a lot lighter and fluffier than North American cheesecake. It smells light and fluffy. You maybe get like a little hint of like a graham crust underneath there. And there's maybe like a top note of like a little bit of a fruitiness, like maybe like a strawberry or something, but that's very light. This is a really pretty oil. I highly recommend the Sugar Milk perfume oils. They have a lot of interesting notes. Yeah, this is a good one though. This is Fluffy Jiggly Cheesecake by Sugar Milk. Next up with a butter note. This is Le Monde Gourmand. This is Fraise Fouettée. This is predominantly a strawberry milk fragrance. I personally find this to be very close to Yum Bougie Marshmallow by Kayali. Yum Bougie Marshmallow to me sort of smells like strawberry with like a hint of apple going on. This smells like, it's more like strawberry milk with a hint of banana going on. I can pick up the banana note in this, but it also has a butter note. And the butter note sort of, I think, adds to the creamy, milky aspect of this. It's really pretty, very like soft, creamy strawberry milk, really delightful and very, very affordable. So that's Fraise Fouettée by Le Monde Gourmand. Next up with a butter note, this is Theodoros Kalotinis. This is Lemon Tart. This is very, very much a literal gourmand scent. It smells exactly like a lemon tart. You pick up the lemon, you pick up the pie crust aspect, which I think is where the butter sort of comes into this. It's creamy, it's sweet, it's citrusy. It's really delightful. There's a lot of lemon gourmands on the market. This is probably the most realistic in terms of this smells like an actual lemon tart. It smells like something you can eat. And that is, I think, because of the pie crust buttery aspect in this fragrance, it is maybe lacking from the other lemon gourmand scents. That is Lemon Tart by Theodoros Kalotinis. Also quite a big dent on that one as well. Last up on my butter note scents, Douceur Brulee by Kyse. This is a straight up caramel scent. It is a buttery caramel scent, and I think it is very much like a salted caramel or salted butter in this note. Butter sort of acts as like a creamy center to this, and this is like a super long lasting scent. This will last you all day long. People will smell it quite strongly on you. It is quite a strong scent. It is sort of in the vein of Bianco Latte, but also I think the saltiness, particularly coming from the butter, gives this a bit of a different aspect that is really interesting. So that is Douceur Brulee by Kyse. Some ones that aren't in my collection, but that I've smelled, that I've enjoyed, that have, I think the butter's brought an interesting scent experience too. Just a list of them. One is Café Cabanel by Tio Cabanel. It's got a buttery note going on. Hot Cakes by Snif. That's sort of a pancakey experience, and part of that pancakey experience is the butter note within the pancake system. Within the pancake system. The pancake system, you know what I mean. Akatsuki Melba by Fomowa has a salted butter in the base. Dream by The Maker also has a top note of butter. Another one by Snif that has a bit of a different twist on butter. This has Naughty Nona by Snif. It has a vanilla buttercream note. Saffron Flower by Universal Flowering. Gâteau des Anges by Fleurit has a butter note. This is actually a really excellent angel food cake scent. I am still considering whether or not I want to purchase it. It's really excellent, and it's a great all year round gourmand if you're looking for something that you can wear in the summer, fall, winter, every season. I think Gâteau des Anges works great. Something I've smelled recently, Nota Tonka by Ūlyka, has a salted butter top note. A gourmand, but not too sweet if you're looking for something like that. Valentine by Pink Mahogany also has a butter note. This is also like a very much a cheesecake scented fragrance. Smells really great. And Cinnamon Rolls by Theodoros Kalotinis also has a doughy, buttery note that really brings out the whole cinnamon bun quality. That's all we're going to talk about today. This is a nice little short video. What do you think about butter as a note? I know it's a kind of a weird note to be doing a video on. Like, it is a different aspect of creamy that I think is interesting. Do you have any fragrances with a butter note in your collection? I would love to hear about them. Thank you so much for watching, friends. I will see you around.